Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitarist Podcast. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Kat.
This is episode 13, and we got some stuff to talk about.
I guess.
Yeah. You know, we always do. There's always something.
And this is the second take.
Yeah, we had to start over because our son woke up, and we were only like 2 or 3 minutes in, but might as well just start over.
Oh, but come on.
We had a good start though.
We had a good start because I was talking shit about how you always complain that your glasses are dirty right when you start driving.
Yeah, so I
had a good thing going on.
When we come in here sometimes, because I wear the beanie because I worked earlier today and like my hair looks like a mess and everything. So just easier to put the beanie on instead of showering before we do the podcast.
Okay.
So we come in here, we've got the heater on because it's it's getting cold this time of year, so I'm fogging up.
But he's always on menopause.
Yeah, I am always overheating. But no, Kat was talking about when we get into the car, my glasses, like that's when I notice my glasses are dirty. Because I don't know if it's just like something about the sunlight or the fact that the windshield is another layer of glass that I have to look through. But
no, the thing is to explain, because you say, "Oh, my glasses are fogging up." When we started the first take.
Yeah. And they were. They kind of are now too.
Jesus Christ. And then I say, it's just like when you start driving.
Yeah.
We're all in the car. And right as he starts driving on the first block, he's like, "Oh, I cannot see. My glasses are dirty."
Well,
like,
what a bad timing. It's not that I can't see anything. It's just like, it's a distraction having like right here.
But it's like, what about timing?
A fingerprint or something.
When we're all inside the car.
Yeah. Just clean them off when I get to a red light.
Sure.
Okay. So we've been talking about.
No, we're talking about on take one.
On take one, but we've been talking about this since last week.
Well, yeah.
So the whole thing with JHS blowing out all the Ross pedals. So we covered that the day of the sale because the sale was at midnight Friday. We did our episode. By the time we did our episode, all the pedals were sold out and everything.
Okay.
But online, people are just going crazy about it still. They're still posting online about how they're butthurt that they missed out on it, or they're excited that they managed to get all of them. Some people are like, "Oh man, if you go to this retailer, they still have a few. Like, JHS didn't buy them all back in time or whatever." So there's still some retailers that have some. People just spreading word around about different things.
Butthurt so much.
Butthurt? I don't know. Well, people have been saying it a lot online too.
Okay. This is popular now.
So the whole thing with that,
they're butthurt.
Is people have been speculating online like, "Oh, they made so much money on this." Like, they blew out like these 3,000 pedals, 5,000 pedals, whatever. The numbers are always exaggerated, and no one has an accurate number.
He's buying new Crocs with that money.
So yeah, people are always buying a yacht. That's the joke he was making. So some guitar YouTuber made a video like, "Oh, they made $1.6 million on this." And the guy's video goes in depth about like, let me take apart this JHS pedal, look inside, see
how much does it cost.
This is a fuzz pedal, so there can't be like that many components in it, so it can't cost that much.
Okay.
Now the whole thing is when Josh did the live stream prior to the sale, he said that on average these pedals cost about $76 to make, so they're going to sell them for $79. Very little. Margins there. They're not really making anything, just the cost of the parts back. He was very clear about that. But then people are taking it as like, "Oh, well, he made all this money on the sales." It's like, well, he's barely making the cost of the parts back. So he actually responded to that guy's video, but with his own video, saying that, this happens in the pedal industry all the time, where like people think that these guys are like millionaires, but it costs millions of dollars to run this company, which is generated just through the revenue in the company. It's not like the owner is making all that money. He's the owner of the company, so he probably does live comfortably, but and he can afford to take, trips to go do his research and stuff, but I don't know if those are like company expenses, that he writes off. But
he also makes YouTube videos.
He makes YouTube videos and the whole thing is like, he did the whole Ross thing as like a historian. He wanted to preserve that company, but he never owned the company. he just had the rights to use the name and like make the pedals for them. So this guy in his video is going on about like, oh well, there was no research and development. They just copied the original circuits and stuff.
Well,
So
wasn't that the purpose?
the guy was just trying to justify all this reason about how like, oh, that they scammed everybody out of all this money because they were originally charging $189 for these.
Oh.
So the guy's just talking about how pedal companies in general like overcharge and rip people off for this stuff. But like, a lot of these companies, and Josh goes into this whole thing in his video that he put out today. These companies are small companies for the most part. His company has like 40 or less people. Some have 2 people, some of these companies. And, they got to pay their people. They got to pay for the rent on the building. They can pay for all the supplies, the tools, the computers, like every single thing. Your online platform that you're selling from, like, takes a cut. If you have dealers, they take a cut. So he goes in this whole thing where he breaks down, I think he said in his video, and I don't want to get it wrong because then I don't want him to correct our video if he sees it. I think he said after like $1.6 million or $2.5 million that he put into the project. I don't remember exactly what the number was. I'm just throwing a number out there.
Okay.
The amount of money they put into the project, they really only got back like $600,000. Oh.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that. We had a little technical issue.
Back. Well, more than technical difficulties, a baby who's not falling asleep tonight.
So anyway, back to it. Yeah. So
he's a millionaire.
Yeah, no, that's the exact opposite of what he's trying to say in the video. But so he's just he's giving a strong counter argument to like all this guy's points, and he wasn't attacking this guy in the video. He was just like addressing everything that this guy was saying, all his topics and all his talking points and stuff. And it's just really interesting to see because like this happens all the time. You see this kind of stuff all the time with like pedal companies getting attacked when they do like a discount on something. It's always like, oh well, you could have charged that the whole time. It's like they got to stay alive though. Like they have to charge something more than just the cost of the parts and the labor.
I mean,
like they have to keep their company going. They want to be able to come out with new products. Like
I don't know. Don't kiss us.
No, I'm saying like maybe 189 was a little too high to price them at. Maybe they could have priced them a little bit lower. But still, like
I don't know. I respect the small pedal companies, and I know that probably they had to sell the products a little bit more expensive.
Yeah,
because it's like a really small operation, and that's when we're talking about like boutique pedal companies. But I think that when you pass of having like just 2 employees to have like 10, 20, 30, I do see how you had to charge a little bit more because you had to pay people.
Yeah, you got it.
But sometimes it's just overdoing it when you're charging like 200, 300, and it's a really simple pedal.
And there are some companies that do that, and
I know, I have seen that.
To try to maximize their profits on things, but for the most part, a lot of the really well respected ones, they don't do that. They just try to get their money back on what they're putting into it, and then just enough to try to build the company a little bit. So it's just interesting to see,
but
Josh's whole thing
let
on
me
that.
compare this. Yeah. And I was talking about this today with you. Was it today or yesterday that you got a new pedal?
It was yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a new pedal.
Yeah.
Okay. And the pedal arrived, and it was beautiful. And I'm not just talking about the pedal.
Yeah.
It's the way the pedal was presented. It had like a cardboard cover.
Yeah, it had like a sleeve over the bottom. I have it sitting over here somewhere, I thought.
Like, yes, we could say that it was expensive.
Yeah.
But there was care into it. Like every single detail you could tell, okay.
Yeah.
We pay for this.
Like the nice printed cardstock manual that was like, it was full color.
Like really
there
nice.
was a couple stickers in there, which is always, a lot of companies give you stickers, but there were stickers, there was a pick. There was a secondary manual with like a little bit different information than what was just on the manual card. It was tucked over the, I have it right here.
Oh, down.
Yeah. So
it was down.
I'll show you guys here in a second. The Keeley Octa Psi. So this was actually over the control panel. Sorry, that might be a little out of focus. So that was actually placed over the control panel, and then the top left knob had a little plastic clip because that knob is also a push button. So it was to keep that in place and safe and secure during shipping.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I have seen it though when you have buy pedals and it's
Yeah.
just like the pedal, a pick, and a sticker, and it's
sometimes
like
it's less than that. Sometimes you just
it's
get
less
the
than
pedal.
that, and it's like you
Yeah.
pay a ton of money for that. And like this one, I know it's not much,
Yeah.
but like they took the care of, let's cover this so it doesn't get like any kind of damage.
Yeah. And then I was gonna just show off the pedal in this video. It's been out for a month now. The
Yeah.
Octa Psi. But I'll just show you guys my whole board because I already mounted it to the board and everything.
Okay. Well, how are you gonna show the board?
Well,
How is that gonna work?
I'm gonna hold it up, and I'm gonna hope that it doesn't get too blurry. It's actually very heavy for just being 8 pedals.
I will think it's
We're
heavy.
gonna try to flip this around.
Wouldn't
So
that fall?
I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out.
Okay. So that's the new board.
That's it. So we got the Octa Psi here. So it starts with the Walrus canvas tuner, Keeley compressor plus, plumes as a clean boost. Goes into the Octa Psi. Up here is the color box version 2, JHS 3 series chorus, Walrus fundamental delay, and then the Keeley caverns. So I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. As you can see, the one that we talked about last week, the week before, the Violet from JHS,
The purple
it
one.
didn't make it to this board.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a permanent installation. I ended up having some issues with it after I filmed my little demo video on it, where I don't know if I had a defective unit. It was working fine at first, but then, we ended up having to return it to Sweetwater, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with it.
Oh, well.
And they were going to replace it, but I was like, you know what? For the same price, the Black Friday deals are going on. Just let me get one of these Octa Psis.
Yeah.
Because right now, the Keeley Octa Psi regular price is, I believe, $250 or $269, and right now it's $199. So it's worth jumping on.
That was nice.
But if you want the JHS Violet, that's marked down to $150 right now from $199. So pretty cool. Throws back down.
But again, you see like the difference on the care. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not okay with companies charging a lot of money. Yeah.
I know. I mean, stuff's expensive these days, just in general.
Ay, come on, don't kiss us. Jeez,
Speaking of expensive, well, here's something expensive.
Ugh.
Fender. This is the only guitar we're going to talk about today. There's a few guitars that came out this week, but
Okay.
the Fender Chris Shifflet Cleaver Telecaster Deluxe.
Okay.
Do you know who Chris Shifflet is?
I have no idea.
He's one of the 10 guitarists in the Foo Fighters.
Really?
Yeah, he's the one that's not Dave Grohl and not Pat Smear.
I just know those two.
Yeah. So Chris Shifflet, he's been in and out of the band for a long time now. He already had a signature Telecaster with them, but this one looks like it's a little bit different. It has P90 pickups. You get 2 different colors. You get Dakota Red with matching headstock, or you get Charcoal Frost Metallic, which I think that might be the same color as his other one. I don't know. So it says, night after night, the Foo Fighters' Chris Shifflet carves his way through a full brigade of guitar tones on his biggest, loudest stages in the world. Tour-tested son of a gun is named the Cleaver for a reason. Positively slashes through the mix of the voice that snarls and dirty as well as sings clean. It's guitar. What's special about this, though? Stripped down rock machine built for high octane live performances.
Okay.
Nitrocellulose lacquer finish, alder body, belly cut for superior comfort. 25.5-inch scale, 12-inch radius neck.
Neck smell of maple.
Ooh, well, that's pretty common.
Fancy.
Here you go. It says, here's where the real magic lies in the pickups. The custom Chris Shifflet Cleaver Noiseless CS90 pickups. They just gave him a custom wound set of pickups for this thing. So I don't know what the price of his other Telecaster is, or if that one's now discontinued. but this one is $24.99.99. It's you gotta be.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
What?
You keep talking about the guitar, guys. I had the new Costco.
Oh, where's your new Costco? Yeah. So she can compare the prices.
You're talking shit about the guitar.
I don't know if you're going to find anything in the Costco ad for $24.99.99. But while she's doing that, I'll just keep talking about it a little bit. It looks like truss rod. You got like the bullet truss rod. Matching headstock to the body. That's pretty cool. You get the block inlays. Oh, you're back.
Costco.
Fingerboard is rosewood. Medium jumbo frets, white perloid block for those inlays. You guys don't really care about all the specifics of this, right?
I guess so.
But Kat's gonna see if she can find us something in there that costs $2,500.
There's not gonna be anything.
I don't think there's going to be. I don't know. Is that your holiday edition?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's just a regular one. I don't know.
What is my holiday edition one?
Do they even send one out? They've got.
I don't think so. Well, probably. I don't know.
Well, you want me to just move on to the next one?
Yeah, just move on because you didn't give me time. I forgot my Costco.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I might have luck with the next article.
Yeah. I'm just getting kind of burnt out on these signature model Fenders that come out like every single week. It seems like there's just another artist with a signature model.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Because you made me... Well, I learned about new artists for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Who was it?
The guy that looks like he's 13, but he's 30.
Oh, that's a terrible way to introduce that. You're talking about Tim Henson.
Oh, yeah.
From Polyphia.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really thought this guy was like 20 years old. And then we were talking about it, and she's like, who is this guy? And I was like, I don't know. Because
you were talking about signature guitar, weren't you?
But then I was like, it all made sense because I was like, they've been around for a while now. But he's like 30, 31 years old, something like that.
He looks like a kid.
Yeah.
He looks like a kid.
He still looks young. Sounds young,
but
too.
It turns out that he's a good guitarist.
Yeah. No, we were just talking about different... Well, how do we even get onto that subject the other day?
Because you were talking about signature guitar.
Oh, yeah, because he has a signature nylon string and a signature regular electric guitar.
Yeah, you were talking to me
about
They're
both Ibanez signature models.
You're talking about signature
exactly
guitars.
how we got on that subject, but yeah.
I don't know. You talk a lot about music. We got there somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm not super impressed with... I mean, it's a Telecaster Deluxe with P90 pickups. They probably could have just released this as like an alternate model
don't like the charcoal
on their main
color, though.
lineup. Yeah.
That's nice.
But I think because it's associated with an artist, $2,500 is where you're at with the price. But it would probably be like... But if it wasn't a signature, probably like a $1,500 model.
Probably.
I wonder if this is even made in the U.S. Does it say? Would it even say that? Comes with a gig bag.
No, that's strings.
Oh yeah, Fender USA strings, but doesn't necessarily.
How about the guitar?
Not important. We got too much stuff to talk about.
Oh Jesus Christ!
But that was the one guitar for the week. This is one you'll be able to find something at this price. I don't know if we talked about this last week. Did we talk about this one last week?
The Walrus
I wrote
one?
it down, but I don't know if we ever got to it.
I don't know.
The Walrus Voyager Mark II. So this is their take on the Klon circuit. This was also their very first. The Mark I was their very first pedal.
Really?
So this one's got 2 foot switches, bypass, and you get a secondary mid control, so that kicks in and out your mids. There is a 6-way selector, and what that does is it changes up your diodes a little bit. So the Klon is famous for its mythical diodes. So you get the first setting captures the tone of the original Voyager. Second setting features germanium diodes, only with a hard-hitting bass boost. Mode 3 is more responsive in dynamic flavor, sporting symmetrical silicone diodes. Number 4, what is that, 4? Well, I thought it was 6 modes. Okay, it's only 5 modes, sorry. So 4 swaps over to asymmetrical silicon. And then mode 5 is the most open setting of all, harnessing the power of asymmetrical silicon diodes with the addition of a bold bass boost. So that one has the features pretty much from all the other modes. It's a little 6-knob overdrive guy. I like the color of it. It's a cool blue, green, whatever you want to call it. Like a surf green almost.
How you treat it like it's a kid. It's just this little guy.
Yeah, this little guy right here. What's the price on this guy?
$250.
$250. Now this is not the only clone we're talking about today.
Oh God.
So $250. It's a Walrus pedal. It's gonna be solid. This one doesn't have any of the crazy features that a lot of their pedals do. It's just a more straightforward overdrive. So what you got in the Costco catalog for $250?
I don't have anything for $250. I had $230.
What do you got that's close? Okay, what's $230?
That one is close that you can buy me.
And this is what you would rather have than a pedal?
I mean, I don't have use for a pedal.
Yeah. All right. What do you got?
Okay, I have a styling and drying system for the hair. $230.
Jesus.
Perfect Christmas gift for your ladies.
To me, that sounds expensive and marked up higher than it should be.
Are you kidding me?
What was it? A brand name or something? Is it a well-known brand name?
How is it gonna be? I don't know if it's a brand name, but how is it gonna be a waste of money?
Well, it doesn't say a brand on it.
In a pedal, you're literally stomping on it.
But they're designed to be stomped on.
It doesn't matter. You're spending money to stomp on it.
Well, here's the thing: you're spending $250 on a Walrus audio product. What brand is this random $230 hair straightening
your
kit?
Your lady's not gonna look like a crazy cat lady. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You know a lot about those products. Go ahead and check.
Okay,
what's the
so
brand?
There's 6 women in this picture. None of them look like a crazy cat lady. You're right.
Exactly.
Shark Flex Style. See, that's the brand right there, I guess.
I don't know that one.
It looks like when you have a KitchenAid mixer and you get all the fancy pasta making attachments and stuff. That's what that looks like to me.
Which, by the way,
yeah.
Here, not that he cares a lot about that. Because today I went out to the work with our kid looking like a fucking clown and you didn't say shit. And I knew I was looking like a clown.
You didn't look like a clown. You put on a jacket that was completely different color than your
and I had red socks and
you
purple
Crocs. You put a pair of Crocs on.
I knew I was self-conscious.
But the sun was down. It was dark. Nobody cares. You even said nobody cares.
Yeah, but you let me go out like a fucking clown. Then you need to buy me this. At least I look like a clown, but I have good hair.
See, I feel like $250 is more justifiable.
Oh God, no.
For a pedal from a well-respected, well-known brand than some hair product that we've never heard of.
From Shark Flex Style.
Is Flex Style like a sub brand underneath? Like is Shark the main? Is like Shark Vacuums?
God, I don't know.
Huh. Who knows?
Okay, what's next?
Okay, so you're not a fan of the Voyager. What about the artwork? You like the artwork a lot of the time.
I like the color. I'm not saying I'm not a fan. Yeah. I like Walrus though.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, this pedal has the name of an OnlyFans account, but I like
Voyager.
Voyager. But I like the Walrus pedals.
I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next one.
I like it. I don't like clone style pedals. I've come to realize I'm not a fan. It's not for me. Oh. But I guess if I were to get one, that'd probably be one of the 3 or 4 that I'd be interested in checking out.
Okay.
So it's the Voyager. This one, I know some videos came out about this today or maybe yesterday. But I don't know anything about it yet. It's the Boss Katana Mini X.
Why I feel that you talk about the Boss Katana.
We've talked about the full-size katanas, but this looks like a little portable practice. Now, I knew they had a practice one before, so I don't know what's different between this one and that one. Let's see. Very small, though. It's one 5-inch portable speaker.
How small is that?
Tiny. That's like the size of this notebook right here.
Really?
Yeah.
But that's cute.
Yeah, but the sound's going to be probably like really tiny.
The sound is gonna be tiny.
Yeah, it's gonna not sound like a full projected. But I don't know though, because it's Boss, so they always do some good stuff. It says a 10-watt amplifier features robust wooden enclosure and custom 5-inch speaker. Combination that provides seriously deep, punchy responses. Amp small stature. 6 content. Is that what it says? 6 content. What am I reading? Oh, there are 6 amp voices and a collection of Boss effects. Okay, so I think the previous version just had delay. Like, I think you had like one voice with some overdrive and then delay. This one also does Bluetooth audio streaming, built-in tuner, speaker emulated headphone recording output, stay ready, encouraged. What are the effects? Let's see what these effects are that are built into this thing. You see a price on it yet?
Yeah, like $149.99.
Okay, yeah, it's about like $150.
But hold on, because you're telling me it's tiny, but then in the picture it doesn't look tiny.
But where is it in comparison to like a person?
Oh, I don't know. Is there?
Because that's on like a little bookshelf in the picture.
Yeah, but it's next to the head of a guitar. It's hard to tell if that's pretty small or not.
I mean, if the speaker's 5 inches and you have the knob section above that, you got the size of the enclosure. It's probably about an 8-inch tall amp.
I don't know inches.
It's not big. Less than a foot.
No foot.
So here are the
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know like what a foot looks like just off the top of your head?
Do. Talk to me about meters and centimeters.
I don't think I could. So here are your voices. You have brown. First up, Katana's Mix Brown voice supplies an iconic high gain voice with thick liquid saturation. Activate this voice is very. It's got tighter lows and enhanced high-end definition. So it's like your Eddie Van Halen style amp. It's usually referred to as like a brown sound.
But that's just the first voice, isn't it?
Yeah, then you have Crunch, a tad tamer than brown. Crunch represents more medium gain flavor that excels with expressive dynamic lead playing, so that's going to be good for your like your blues and your like classic rock kind of stuff.
Okay.
Softer rock, but like you still want some distortion.
Okay.
And then Clean. This voice offers a warm, dynamic, clean foundation with the ability to venture into light overdrive with a twist of a gain knob. So there's that. And then you have bass, middle, and treble controls on your EQ. Let's get to these effects. Where are they? 10 Boss effects. In addition to the 6-pack of amplifier voicings, it's got... Where are they at? Man, where is it? Okay, modulation and effects. Reverse and delay effects. First knob, mod effects, unlocks everything from classic Boss chorus to phase, trem, octave, and beyond. So that's cool. You get octave effects built into the amp. Pretty cool. You can use simultaneously with the Katana Mix. Okay, so you can actually use your modulation and your reverb and delay at the same time. So you get 2 effects at the same time. That's pretty cool. For 150, does it say it's rechargeable? Is it rechargeable?
It's a rechargeable
amp. Up to 10 hours of playtime. Probably not quite. If you're really out there playing a gig where you're just out on the street like busking or something, like you probably aren't going to have full 10 hours out of that thing.
I wouldn't think so.
Especially if you're using the effects. I wonder if like the 10 hours is if you're just using it, on the clean signal with none of the effects going.
Now, can I say something?
Yeah.
I just figured out that you are right.
Huh?
Because the thing that I find out for $149.99 is a Shark vacuum.
Is it on the same page?
It's on the same page. You're right. The hair thingy, the hair styling thing, is the same brand that the vacuum.
Is it a hair vacuum? Like what is the hairstyling thing?
I just figured out they are actually the same brand. What?
Huh?
That's that company. That's weird.
That's weird. I thought they just did vacuums. I didn't think they did anything else.
Are they going broke?
They must be.
Okay.
Exclusive to Costco. We're going broke.
Okay.
Well, let's switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
This is the Cowboy King from Pedal Pawn. Oh.
Who's Pedal Pawn?
Pedal Pawn is a British company.
Okay.
They usually specialize in like trying to copy the Jimi Hendrix sound or the Stevie Ray Vaughan sound. They have a specific kind of theme to their pedals.
What is that? Is it like painted? Is it like a sticker? What's that?
That might be silk screened on there. I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
definitely not hand painted. There's no way.
I don't think no.
Cowboy King currently is for $189 US. Typically it'd be $252, but they're on sale right now.
Okay.
You get your basic level, drive, and tone. I'm gonna take a guess at this before I even read about it, that it's a tube screamer, because the enclosure is green. It's called the Cowboy King. You get those 3 controls.
Okay, now what is it?
Let's see. Meet the Pedal Pond Cowboy King, where the legendary 1980s screamer style circuit gets cranked up to 11 on steroids. It's a tube screamer.
Where does it say that it's a tube screamer?
It says screamer style circuit, and then down below it says, whether you want Texas style smoker stage shaking leads, Cowboy King nails that iconic tube tone with fat, juicy character and unmatched authority. Yeehaw.
Hmm.
And then
Fine.
below that,
Then it is.
below that it says huge fat sounding TS circuit on steroids. So it's, TS circuit tube screamer.
Fat sounding.
Finished in premium farm green paint. Still doesn't answer your question though, if it's like hand painted. It doesn't look like it's hand painted, but I don't know. It could be a limited run of hand painted ones.
I know.
Price on this seems a little outrageous to me. $189
Why?
Seems fair, but the $252 regular price seems pretty steep.
Well, the price right now seems fine.
Now they do a trade program too. Pedal Pond. It's in their name, Pond.
Okay.
So they will accept trades if you can send, like the example they give on their website is you send a $200 pedal
Then
that
you
you have.
$200 pedal.
They will send you a $200 pedal, and it'll be a straight trade.
Okay.
Example 2 is you can have $200 pedals for one $200 pedal.
Basic math.
And then they have partial trade, where you trade in something that's not quite the value of what you want, but then you pay cash for the rest.
That's a smart business idea.
Yeah, so I think they're the only. Cool. I think they're the only company doing that as far as like the pedal world. And they got pretty positive reviews.
Okay.
So I don't know, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Personally, I'm not a fan of like their aesthetic on a lot of their stuff, like the Texas twang, just a big shape of Texas on there.
Why do they have Texas staff on it?
Because Stevie Ray Vaughan was from Texas.
Who?
Stevie Ray Vaughan, guitar player. So
what does that have to do with the company?
Because they emulate his sound a lot of the time with their pedals.
Oh.
So let's go to their let's go to their shop real quick.
Okay.
So you can get a little idea of it.
Okay.
So they got the Texas twang. They got the fuzz silicone, which kind of looks like a fuzz face, the way it has like the little bottom plate here. The Octone, which is a famous take on like the Octavia, which is the Octavio that Jimi Hendrix used. Germanium fuzz.
The chicken
blues
quiff?
Print. Yeah, I don't know what the chicken quiff is.
Dude, that gypsy vibe looks really cool.
Yeah, so gypsy vibe, like cool. Hendrix used a univibe, so it's all kind of like falling in line with like the same kind of sounds. Cowboy King, I'm sure, is probably just like another take on, because it is a tube screamer. Probably more like the Stevie Ray Vaughan style.
Okay.
And then they got the blues print, which I'm assuming is their take on like the Analog Man King of Tone.
I mean, usually they are pretty much, they have a lot of 189. Well, right now.
Right now, they're usually 252.
Right now. They have that blue, what's that blues print?
Blues print.
That is 285 now. Wow. How much is that usually?
It looks like $380.
Damn.
Almost $400.
Okay.
But they're charging, King of Tone style pricing on something like this, because it's essentially pulls off the same kind of deal where it's 2 overdrives in one.
How about that gypsy vibe that is right now $416? Usually it's $508.
$508, yeah. Those are harder to make because it has photocells in them. Those are actually, I don't know if theirs will have photocells anymore because they banned those. They didn't ban photocells, but they banned a certain component. Was it cadmium, I think? I don't remember exactly. But there's a certain element found within certain components that pedal makers use. So, like, even Chase Bliss can't send certain pedals to Europe anymore. They can only sell them here.
Really?
Until they get banned here as well, the components. So, what do you think about the Cowboy King without having heard it? Does it make you think of, like, Western movies or anything? Like, what do you see? What do you think about when you see this pedal?
A Colombian farm, like a farmer.
They wear cowboy hats?
It doesn't look like a cowboy hat. It looks like a straw hat to me. Oh my gosh.
No, I think it's a cowboy hat.
You're gonna give me the...
We're both yawning. We've had a long week around here.
Oh my gosh.
Doctor's appointments and stuff all week.
Which now,
yeah.
Let's be honest. I think you drink with me playing the guitar. Now we can surely say I'm not gonna be able to. So I'm just testing to talk shit.
Well,
about
the best case scenario is that you might not need to have surgery on your wrists, but yeah. It turns out when you work in front of a computer all day and you're click-clacking on the keyboard that you tend to develop some kind of carpal tunnel issues.
Oh well. I'm just testing.
See, I don't have that problem with my job. I don't have that problem. I just have constant back pain and not enough sleep.
Oh, just that.
Just that.
Oh.
All right.
Well, go to the next theme.
Let's go to the Moonbow from Land Devices. So Land Devices. Been a little while, I think, since they put out a new thing.
Have we talked about them before?
I don't think we have on the show. So this is a high pass filter / low pass filter plus OD.
Okay.
Looks like this is a custom cut enclosure as well.
I kind of like the way the enclosure looks.
It looks cool.
It does.
Yeah.
I like it.
Your controls are gain, level, cutoff, and resonance. And you also have a CV input. That's pretty cool. So you can run this. It almost looks like a piece of synth equipment, and it looks like you can actually plug this into your modular synth.
I'm not always judging on its style.
Yeah.
And this one doesn't have much going on, but you know what? It looks cool.
Yeah. This is an adaptation of the classic voltage-controlled dual-mode filter paired with hot-rodded version of the channel strip from our mixer. Filters placed in front of the overdrive for gentle signal compression or bold saturation. Pretty cool. What's this guy going for? I know their pedals are not cheap. And the CV input accepts 1 to 5 volts, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty average for like a small synthesizer.
What is Land Devices from?
California, I believe.
Oh.
Okay, so $250. That's actually more reasonably priced than I thought it was going to be.
I mean, again, the enclosure looks really nice.
Yeah.
Style is simple but elegant. I like it.
I'll show you real quick some of their other stuff they do.
Are all their enclosures like that?
Not that I'm aware of. They usually have this kind of thing. They have those flip switches like on their HP2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the Land mixer. This one's like a little mini mixer.
That looks so cool.
Yeah. So you just route your inputs and where you want them to go, if they're instrument or line level. The Domino.
That one is
believe they also do one that's a
cool.
stick of butter. So that's just a.
That's just a.
What is the Domino? That might be an octave. Oh, then the butter. That's the one I wanted to show you. Yeah.
What's that?
So that one's just like a splitter. You can use it as a buffer for your bypass and stuff for your clean tone.
Oh my god!
Preserve your signal. So that's $99. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Oh my gosh! Imagine, Andrew. I just had an idea.
What? You want a food themed pedal board?
Yes. Oh my god!
Well, there are food themed pedals out there. Like Dan Electro used to make food themed pedals.
I know, because I have seen them.
Yeah, that was actually one of my first pedals. Was the chicken salad vibrato.
Dude, and we got the butter. We got one that looks like milk, and we can make like a milk and cookies pedal board.
There you go.
Dude,
leave it out just in time for Santa.
That one will be really cool. Oh my gosh!
Looks like this is their first time using that kind of enclosure for $250.
I don't think it's that bad.
That's worth it. Yeah, you got the CVN, so I imagine a lot of people that are going to buy this are buying it specifically to run right alongside their synthesizer. So I just think that one's cool.
Yeah. Oh well. What's next?
Skip that one for now.
Okay.
Beetronics has a new pedal.
That looks complex.
Yeah. Well, it's the artwork. The artwork looks complex, but you've seen the inside of their pedals too. Like their circuit boards look like honeycomb and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And
I actually like that a lot.
This is a phaser. I'm not a fan of phasers.
Why?
I just don't like the sound they make. But their introduction pages on their website are so cool. Because the thing we were talking about with like the Keeley thing, where it came with like the full colored instructional,
Yeah, that was really nice.
And this is exactly what I would imagine this company's would look like on here. Like on their website, everything looks laid out as if it were, I don't know. Like it's a menu. It almost looks like a restaurant menu the way that you're looking at it, because it tells you what each knob does. But it does it in like a really artistic way.
It does.
There's a lot going on in here. It's not just your regular phaser.
Okay.
And I think they do different colors. I could be wrong.
I don't see different colors.
Maybe it's just like a custom thing you have to ask for. But yeah, I thought I saw people getting them in different colors. But
so does it have two phasers?
Is it two?
Well, the instructions say
rate 1, depth 1, rate 2,
phaser
depth 2. Yeah, so they're cascading phasers. I did have a phaser that did that same kind of thing. It was the which one was that?
I don't know.
It was an old Walrus pedal. It's discontinued. It was in a large enclosure. God, what was the name of that thing? I want to say it was the Vanguard, but that might be wrong. That thing had the ability to cascade two phasers at the same time.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then it has a preamp stage. What is
that? Yeah, it looks
that?
like that might just be a single knob that controls that. So it just adds gain to the signal.
Oh.
But besides rate and depth controls for the phaser 1 and 2, 9-volt DC in, ramp indicator, which indicates the ramp, the movements, how quickly they kick in.
Okay.
Ramp speed sets the overall ramp speed. Bypass LED, so you can turn that on and off. As far as the output, you have tap ramps, foot switch, and you can hold the trigger ramp movement. It just keeps going. Like the preamp stage has like your basic preamp stuff. So pre, master, reso, effect toggle, input, and bypass switch. You got a lot going on there. Do you see a price?
It is. Go back up to the top, or that was the top.
It's got to be like 300, right? At least. Oh, here you go. Custom shop.
Oh.
So they already have a bunch of custom shop ones on the site, but I think you can also request a certain colorway.
That is insane.
But yeah, look, I like that blue one. That's pretty cool.
They put so much
this like peppermint color
into
one.
the design.
Yeah,
I love it.
So it's pretty cool. I like the stuff that they do. I've only ever owned one of their pedals, but I like the stuff they do.
It is really nice.
We didn't get a price on that one, did we?
Get back to the custom, or is just those prices are just
$249.
$249.
Okay, yes, that's fair.
Okay, and then when you select one of the custom ones, what's the difference? Like how much are you paying?
Okay, so regular's $250, custom
$250 for just a regular one.
Where was I at that I was
you
looking
had to go all the way to the bottom.
Was I at the bottom?
I think it's at the bottom of their page. Yeah.
Oh, $350.
$350.
Damn, so you're paying $100 extra for the custom colorway. But you can make it yours. So
I guess so.
Make it your favorite colors, make it match your board.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
What do you have next?
Old Blood Noise Endeavors. You're gonna like this one. $299. You get the Dark Star stereo soundscape reverb. So I believe they had a Dark Star in the past.
Okay.
And this is the updated version.
Let me see.
Oh, they got a bunch of different colors in this thing too.
Oh, I see that.
Here we go. characteristic or characterful. I don't know that. That's not a strange way of wording that. Darkstar is a characterful lo-fi reverb, ideal for slow attack and pads, generating around the core values of a number of controls. So here are your controls overall. You get filter, pitch 1, pitch 3, crush, lag, different feedback controls, auxiliary input. That's cool. What about the way it looks? Because I think that looks really cool without even having heard it.
Oh,
we get that black and gray.
Black and gray looks really
pink
cool.
and red.
What
do you think?
Okay.
$300. What do you got in the catalog?
Here, I found something that it just remind me of you.
What is it?
An Apple Watch.
Oh, God.
The Apple Watch is more than that, but it's an iPad next to the Apple Watch. The iPad is $299, but I cannot stop thinking about the Apple Watch.
The Apple Watch.
Say it.
I don't want to say it.
Why?
All right. Well, I guess we have to tell them what it's about. So we're big fans of the show Love on the Spectrum.
Oh my gosh, huge fans.
And the US version.
We love you, Danny.
Follows, a handful of folks. And one of them is Danny, who is, I believe, in her early 30s, late 20s. And she is obsessed with animation.
Yeah.
She owns an animation company of her own. She does her own design. She teaches classes.
But really
in her journey to find love, she dates another guy on the spectrum.
What's his name?
Adon.
It's Adon.
And he's the nicest guy in the world,
so
but he has this like 1940s gangster, mobster voice where he's like, yeah. Well, Danny. Like there's one scene in one episode where they're on a date and they're kissing for the first time, and she's like trying to teach him how to do it.
Yep.
And like they're having this really wonderful moment together. And he's just like, oh yeah, one more. You're the first girl I've ever kissed. And they go in for another kiss or whatever. And they're both sharing to each other how it's a special experience. And then he looks down, he's like, is that an Apple Watch? And it just kills me every time. Because like, just the way he says it in that voice, like, is that an Apple Watch?
She's like all excited because it's like their first fucking kiss. And the guy's asking for the fucking Apple Watch.
But I don't know, that show's great. I think the next season's coming out soon.
Oh my god!
What I really want to see is another season of the original version, because they were doing. I don't know if it's.
Is that Australia?
I don't know if it's Australia or New Zealand.
New Zealand?
I think it's New Zealand, but I could be wrong.
The original one was really good.
But the people on that one were really nice. Like there was that.
They are so nice.
There was one guy that he would apologize to everybody for everything, like the smallest things, and he'd always say like, my pleasure. But in his Aussie accent, just my pleasure.
But what version is the one where he has the guy who loves the queen?
That's that version too. No, the American version.
Because that one, I love that guy.
I can't remember his name.
I love that guy.
We're getting so far off subject now.
Oh my gosh.
we were talking about pedals now, Apple Watches
they
to Love on the
pedals
Spectrum.
Too. Anyway.
Well,
no, I just can think about the guy who loves the queen.
For people on the spectrum that like need something to like hyper focus on and like become obsessed with, pedals are the perfect thing.
Yeah.
Like pedals are.
I believe so.
Like I'm surprised like my brother that is on the spectrum never got into something like this, because this is like right up his alley.
Isn't he like into anime?
He's into anime and Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering. Those are like his big
focus
obsessions.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, so
is that
I really like the way
Watch?
this pedal looks. Back on the subject of pedals, we're getting so far off topic.
Wait.
Which colorway do you like?
I like the black one.
The black with gray.
Too girly, though.
Red and pink.
Pink's too girly. I don't know. What color do you like? You don't say pink.
I like this regular, like the 2 shades of blue. But then that black and gray, that looks really cool.
It does.
But if you're playing on like a dark stage, it might not be the best option for you.
But who's gonna be looking at your pedal board?
No, I'm just saying because you won't be able to see your pedal.
Oh, that makes sense.
Unless you have one of those little lights that attach to the board.
Well, never mind. You are one of the kind of people who looks at other people's pedal boards.
Oh yeah,
you do that. Because there was one time, we don't go to church a lot.
No.
But there was one time that we went to church and you wanted to send me to take a picture of the
Well, we went to we went to in Phoenix. When we were still living in Phoenix, we went to the mega church out there.
Yeah,
it has like 5 locations. And the music, like the guitars always sounded really good. And I was like, I bet they're just using a bunch of Strymon stuff. And Kat went up there and she like took the picture. And I mean, the guy was using a lot of Strymon stuff, but like it was amazing that like he had a board with like 20 pedals on it, where you could easily pull off that sound with probably like 3.
Yeah, but you wouldn't go yourself to take the picture.
Well, no, I didn't want
to
to look weird.
He had to send me to go take.
If it was like a regular concert, like, and I'm in the front row, sure, I'm taking pictures of the boards. But like church,
yeah,
but
again,
I'm a church guy.
Here we're coming back to the point to where you let me go to the street like crazy. You don't care if I'm going. Taking a picture of a pedal board and look ridiculous.
No, I did say something. I was like, "All right, those shoes, the Crocs," and you're like, "Oh yeah, let me put them on my red socks and my regular floral dress." And
yeah, but you didn't say you look crazy.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
Anyway,
right, so I got 3 more, and I think they're some of our big ones for this week, and then we'll probably just call it a day a little bit early if we do finish early.
Okay.
So version 2, if you want to call it that, of the Keeley Halo Core came out. Okay. I believe yesterday. So the Halo is Andy Timmons' signature delay pedal.
Who's that?
Andy Timmons. He's a guitar guy. You know, the funny thing is I know Andy Timmons from his signature guitar pedals that he has with like a bunch of different companies more than I know him from any music.
Really?
I've heard him play and he's good. But like, I don't know if I've ever heard any of his actual projects that made him famous.
Okay.
But this is a stripped down version of the Halo, so this is another signature pedal for him. But it's a stripped down one. It's in their new enclosure, so it's the same size enclosure as the Octa Psi and a bunch of these other ones they've been doing, like the Zzombee. So you get basic features: 0 to 1500 milliseconds delay time for ambient creations, dedicated tap tempo, newly redesigned infinite hold. So that's the thing I think they upgraded on this time was the infinite hold feature. Trails a true bypass, switchable on the fly, multiverse controls for deep tone shaping. They sold out.
Really?
They were out for like a couple hours and they were gone. Well, I wasn't following it that closely.
But it says out of stock, yeah.
I checked it when they first went live. I saw people posting in the Keeley Facebook group that, they're going fast. There's only 16 left. And then like 20 minutes later, they were gone.
Now, would you think it's because of this Andy guy, or would you think
partially
it's because of the pedal, the pedal?
A lot of people missed out on the first run of these, and now this version has that upgraded infinite hold feature. So this is actually a new version of the pedal. So
it's just the pedal?
I think it's just the pedal. And it's Keeley. Anything he puts out that's a brand new product, people are going to buy. I mean, we got the Octa Psi, and I didn't need another Big Muff on my board. I kicked the Big Muff style pedal off my board. Octave effects I've always thought are cool, but like octave fuzz, the thing that bothered me about octave fuzz pedals is usually you cannot turn the octave on by itself without, I think, turn the fuzz on first. So this one lets you have 2 separate dedicated effects in one enclosure.
Okay.
Back to the Halo Core though. I really want to know what else they're going to do in this Core series because...
Wait, is that serious?
Yeah. So in these new enclosures that they're making in-house, they invested the money to make these enclosures. So they put out the Halo Core. That went pretty well, the initial run. They put out the Zzombee, which is a reverb delay. Well, actually, I think they might have put the Octa Psi out before the Zzombee. I don't remember now. I know we covered both the weeks that they came out.
Okay.
So the Zzombee is essentially a core style pedal of their Hydra pedal, which is reverb and tremolo. So Zzombee is just like 3 stripped down modes. You get certain style reverb paired with a certain style of tremolo, and that's what you get. So that one's really cool. I think the Zzombee is really cool. But the Halo Core version 2, I don't know if this is it. I don't know if there's going to be another round or if that's just what they could produce right now while also producing all their other pre-existing pedals. But $250, I think that's more than fair. I mean, considering this Octa Psi thing is like $259, I think regular price, $269.
Yeah.
And it's Keeley, so it's like you're going to get a quality product. I joined the Keeley Facebook group like a month ago or something.
You're on every single Facebook group.
Well, yeah, I got to keep connected. I got to find information for this podcast that we're doing.
Okay.
And both Robert Keeley and his staff are very active on there. They answer like every question people have. They try to help out as much as they can. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
So there's 2 more. One is getting a lot of attention in a good way, and one's getting a lot of attention in a bad way. Which one do you want first?
I don't know. Let's go for the one that is getting good attention, I guess.
All right. So this one is the mystery box from Chase Bliss. So I told you about this, but like, I didn't really go into super detail with you.
Okay.
$300. You're guaranteed to get a pedal. Now, you're paying $300. And you're getting at least 1 pedal in this box, if not multiple. Now, the thing about that is the value of these boxes are all going to be greater than $350. So you're paying $50 less than if you were to just outright buy this pedal. At least. They have other pedals that go pretty high up there.
Okay.
So there's some cool stuff going on with this. It's not just a matter of like, because the company Ren and Cuff has been doing this for the last couple of years, where you pay a set rate, you always get something more than what you paid for, worth more than what you paid for.
But here's a catch.
Yeah.
They had to be making money.
Oh, they're making money. So they have already put out 2 additional notices in their emails about this.
Okay.
So they were going to ship December 3rd originally.
Okay.
And call it a day. They're thinking, everybody that wants one is going to get one. But then they put out a thing and they're like, oh man, January like 6th, 8th, something like that, is going to be the second batch. Like if you ordered past a certain time yesterday, then you're going to be on the next wave.
Okay.
But now, if you ordered one like today, the earliest they can guarantee it to you is February 1st. And I'm sure that's going to change again. But they're probably going to end up just like ending the run. Everyone that's ordered one up to a certain point, like no more.
How often do they do this?
This is new.
They've
never done this. Like I said, other companies have tried mystery boxes. Premier Guitar always does one. And it's usually you get like some picks and a strap and stuff. You don't get pedals.
I don't know. It's like what they have on their website.
Yeah.
What might be in the box? Like,
Well, here's the thing. There is some cool stuff to attract people to it.
Okay.
So what might be in the box is the golden pin.
Okay.
There's only going to be 5 golden pins, and if you end up with one in your box, you will get 1 copy of every pedal they ever put out as long as they're still a company for free. You just have to, present the pin to them every time, and you get the brand new pedal when it comes out. Every time, guaranteed.
Okay.
You can get the Dirt Bird in the U.S. only. They can't ship that one internationally.
Okay.
It's a modified version of their Condor circuit that is actually like heavy. It has like a certain kind of clipping to it. Now, there's only 250 of those available going into these boxes. So you might get one of those. Likelihood that you might get a Condor is probably higher than some other stuff. Hand-painted. One-of-a-kind hand-painted pedals created by our friend and local artist, Hannah Hogberg. Now, Hannah, she did a bunch of art for the ZVEX pedals. Now, Joel from Chase Bliss worked at ZVEX back in the day before he started Chase Bliss. So Hannah has always been known for doing like the hand-painted crazy stuff for ZVEX. Like I've been seeing this name as long as I've been playing guitar.
Really?
Yeah. When I first started getting into pedals, like ZVEX was like the big deal. Like they were the top of the game at the time. So there's only 11 hand painted.
Damn.
Rare and discontinued. So this is cool too. Pedals from their archives, including early and rare serial numbers, limited editions, and discontinued pedals. So they're grabbing stuff off their own shelves to throw in here.
Okay.
So stuff that you're never gonna find anywhere else. Things that, you're not gonna find. So as the rare and discontinued pedals from their friends. So some mystery boxes will contain additional pedals from their friends, including Wren and Cuff, Old Blood Noise, or Benson. I did see some other companies have already, I think Electrical Audio Experiments threw some in there. Oh boy. The name is escaping me right now, but they have the clean pedal. So another company is sending in their, I feel bad because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but the pedal is called Unclean.
Okay.
So some of the people that are getting a clean will also be getting an unclean from this other builder. I can't remember what the name of the company is. I know like their big pedal is called Slow Loris, but I can't remember the name. Like Bad Neighbor Audio might be the name of it. I feel bad if, I'm sorry. Because I always try to keep track of these things. But they keep putting new updates like on social media like all day long. Like, oh shit, where you got these people adding in pedals.
Wait, hold on. But what else can people get in the box?
Yeah. So pedals from their friends.
Okay.
And if you're not going to just get a pedal from another company, you're going to get a Chase Bliss pedal plus another pedal.
Okay.
Potentially. Some merch, so they have some keychains, bumper stickers, whatever, just stuff that says their logo and brand name.
Okay.
Odds and ends. This could be anything. A fuzz that Zach built, an acid itch total recall. Things that are going out to somebody, whatever Joel decides to send. So you might get some 1970s fuzz that's rare, discontinued, that he just grabbed off a shelf somewhere and decided to throw in your box. You might get a box of Captain Crunch in there. I don't know. You can get anything. Anything from our current line of pedals, merch, records, and accessories. You might even get records in here.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Obviously, they're not going to send you a guitar or anything, but like, I don't know. Now, by purchasing a mystery box, there's no returns, no accommodations or requests. The golden pin, if you get the golden pin, you cannot transfer it. So I'm guessing they keep track of who's getting the golden pin. Like they put it in a random box, but then they write down whose name that was, because somebody would try to sell that golden pin for like $10,000.
You think that expensive?
Maybe. Maybe not that high, but like.
But again, let's get back to it's $300.
Yeah.
The way they are painting this is like so wonderful, because it's like you can get like
it is a large gamble
and whatever.
Yeah.
But like, how are you making money out of this?
I don't know.
It seems like you're putting a lot of merch on it.
It goes back to the whole JHS thing from the Ross
how
pedals.
are you making money? I don't know.
I think this time of year, though, like all these companies are able to like make back what they've lost throughout the year. Like I think like the whole Black Friday season, the whole this 2-3 week period that now has become Black Friday is just this long
to be
sale.
1 day.
Yeah, now it's this long, several weeks long. Well, because people were getting trampled to death at Walmart, they had to extend it.
Were they?
They were. So they had to extend Black Friday to this large multi-week thing, and then there's Cyber Monday now.
Oh God, that's true.
So it actually extends past Black Friday.
Okay.
So this whole thing with Black Friday, like, I think it's the chance for these companies to really try to like clear out their inventory, so they can start building fresh stuff, clear their shelves, maybe make a little bit of profit where they can't the rest of the year. So I got nothing against it. Okay. Our last one, most controversial one of the day.
Why?
Last week, I think it was just last week, we covered was it last week? Maybe 2 weeks ago. Behringer coming out with that new fuzz pedal, where it is a tone bender clone, and it's shaped like a regular, classic tone bender. I
don't remember, because last week I was too focused on seeing if Mike Tyson was gonna kick that kicks ass.
You might remember, you might not, that we talked about the fact that they copied the name from a Keeley pedal. called the
You told
Fuzzbender.
me that.
Yeah, they slapped the name Fuzzbender on this thing. It's clearly a tone bender, which, you know, there's a million tone bender clones out there. Nothing wrong with doing that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pedal from the 60s, 70s. Nothing wrong with that. But they put another company's name on the pedal without doing any research, or maybe they did do the research and they just didn't care. You know, they're a bigger company. Maybe they can just, maybe they got a team of lawyers and they're ready to handle it. So I was kind of shitting on that. I think it's probably a cool pedal. You know, whatever. It's probably the cheapest somebody can get.
It's called Centaur.
Huh? Oh, this one. You're talking about this new one.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I do have a problem with this one.
Okay.
So the Behringer Centaur Centaur Overdrive. So the Klon, everyone calls it the Klon, but it's actually Klon Centaur. And there's a million Klon clones out there.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Whatever. Like Bill Finnegan, who owns the company Klon, has built them on and off over the years. He no longer builds the Centaur. He builds the KTR, which is the version 2 of the Centaur, pretty much. But it's a different enclosure. It's called the KTR. It's more cost effective for him to build them in this newer enclosure than having, you know, these weird ones. And a lot of people have copied the original design of the original enclosure. So Behringer, they're doing the same, but they've shrunk it down, which I think is a cool concept. It's a cute looking pedal to me. It's a cute little pedal.
But it's called Centaur.
But they're calling it the Centaur Overdrive. And it's like, dude, you're copying the exact name and just adding overdrive to it. You can't call it the Centaur. Everyone else has gotten creative about, you know, some call it the Centavo
and the picture too.
or the Centuria or like whatever. Like,
I don't
and
know.
the logo, they put the actual Klon Centaur on this thing. So I don't know if the fact that they're just like a large, like the music tribe that owns Behringer, or Uli Behringer is a big part of, maybe they just think that they're untouchable, that they can just do these clones shamelessly and no one will stop them, and no one can stop them. I don't know, and they're a European-based company, so it's like Bill Finnegan lives in the United States. He's a one-man operation at this point. And he doesn't build consistently. He no longer builds the actual Centaur. So,
well, that doesn't matter, though.
Well, actually, no, he did build like one Centaur like earlier this year, last year, for a charity thing for like a friend that had cancer. And he put that on eBay and it sold for like $15,000, I think. But I think the concept is cool. I think they got the right idea. Everyone else is doing a clone of the Centaur. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that at this point. Just do it. This is actually a metal enclosure. And it's like a shrunk down version of it. It's smaller than a lot of these other ones. Like Warm Audio has one that looks like the, part for part remake of the original. So I think this is cool. I think it's a cool concept. But the name and the logo, they could have called this anything else. They could have called it like,
true,
like the mythical mythical overdrive, or like, just anything else.
Something else.
Like, Keeley does their like take on a Klon, and they call it the Oxblood because the knob color on the Klon, that color is Oxblood. That's just the name of the color. So that was like, everyone has a cool take on the name. They couldn't just come up with one for some reason. But $69, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. It's on pre-order right now from places like Sweetwater. I haven't even seen the Fuzzbender available on pre-order, and maybe that's because they're scared to do so now. Knowing about the Robert Keeley situation, that like he owns that name. He's been building the Fuzzbender for several years now. Let me actually type it in right here, see what pops up.
Okay.
Oh, nope. So you type in Fuzzbender and it actually shows you all the different bender style. So the Warm Bender.
Okay.
Warm Audio, who does these clones we were just talking about, this is their take on the Tone Bender. And they just call it the Warm Bender. Like the Zen Drive, they do a copy of that one. They call it the Warm Drive, I think. So this is like the same size and shape and closure of the Behringer. The Behringer might be smaller than this. But again, they could just come up with like a clever name.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Well.
So I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. If Bill Finnegan like even cares like at this point, because he wasn't expecting anyone was ever going to be able to like uncover the goop on the circuit board and discover the circuit and then copy it. And now everybody's doing it. So, you know, you can't be mad that somebody else is making a clone after everyone else has already done it.
Yeah.
But
this one again is way
name.
too similar though.
It's just
like
the name and the logo.
It's the logo. I don't know.
So we'll see. We'll see how that one plays out. There might be some lawsuits. This dude might have enough money to be able to like retire off of after that. But you know, we're at about an hour and 5 minutes into this thing right now.
Yeah.
I think we might as well call it a night. You got anything else you want to add? Anything else from the Costco catalog? You want to compare pedal prices too?
This Costco catalog wasn't really good.
It didn't seem like it.
I thought it was, but
usually you have like really good things that like, you know, I name a pedal and you're like, oh, no, this is much more useful for the price, you know, but like.
No.
Yeah.
When are they going to send the Christmas one?
I don't even know if they do. They might not. But
anyway.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you did stick around all the way through, we appreciate if you want to subscribe, give us a like, leave us some comments, tell us what your favorite release from the week was. We always like to hear about that. And let us know if we missed anything big or even anything small, because we like covering everything from the large manufacturers to the little boutique guys.
Ones, yeah.
You know, there was actually a Mesa amp that came out this week or today, or they announced it today, I think. But we're not going to talk about that one today. We can save that for next week because I didn't look anything up about it. But yeah, just let us know in the comments, please. We would love if you want to subscribe and like catch up with us every week. I do want to do a video on the Octa Psi from Keeley. Now that I have it, I'll try to make it better than that last video I did. But yeah, I'll just do like a playthrough with it, maybe jam on the other instruments and like record it and like put together a track or something.
Okay.
But I think that's about it.
All right.
So we'll catch you next time.